Logan Runned said, I don't get to give up, so you don't get to give up. Thanks, Logan. I know I'm doing exactly what you said in the video, but you just described my life recently. I suffer from chronic migraines, which has caused all sorts of other health problems. Years ago, I did attempt to take my life, and the depression is getting bad again. But I'm at that point where I know killing myself solves nothing. So hang in there, you're definitely not alone. And again, I'm biologically and physiologically and psychologically incapable of killing myself. Some people call that being a chicken shit. As you get higher and higher on the smokestacks, the stakes and pins get deeper and deeper. I believe that's called fear. Same thing if you're cliff climbing. That's why I free climbed. You don't show the fear as much when you drive a pin that isn't there. Look into vagus nerve stimulation devices. Now I know what this means, but it just sounds naughty, so I have to joke about it. It's new, but boosts innate immunity as well as seems to treat depression. That last part I do know it probably has something to do with. I also know that if you do not do this correctly, I do know this part, that you can literally cause yourself to have an Elvis Presley on the toilet death. Just saying. Expensive, but insurance covers it if you tried and failed meds for depression. Works for Crohn's even. I don't know if anything can work for Crohn's except resection and duplication of tissue. Meaning you literally clone the tissue in your abdomen to make new digestive tract sections until it stops having these issues. But who knows? A comment on ballistics. 22 caliber long rifle is the only easily available caliber for us citizens in the UK that we can get as semi-automatic. A 22 LR can still do a lot of damage to a target. Might not be as devastating as the 308 or 223, but easily is enough to kill something. A friend of mine said it was no longer good, a pathetic bullet to use on anything above plinking targets. He changed my mind when his mind when I offered to shoot him in his foot with a 22 and see what happens. I'm not saying the most universal thing on the planet. I'm just saying that a piece of tubing, a flare gun, and a bunch of tape and a chunk of wood. Just saying. But anyway, remember, it's rim fire, not center fire. Anyway, here we go. Okay. Helicopter noises in YouTube videos. I point out that you can easily test this by looking at people who said, hey, GoPro, why is this happening every time the Wi-Fi is enabled? And other videos showing you how to fix it, and them acknowledging, yes, this happens. And yes, on some videos, during Las Vegas shooting, there's a claim that that noise, that matches exactly the helicopter noise from a Wi-Fi thing starting up, has to be a helicopter. Because they suck. Next, not the noises. The multiple videos of helos in airspace that was clear on radar. You mean a website purporting to be a radar website that says right on it, don't rely on this because we get the information and don't ever fix edit or clean up screw-ups, and that we can't check unless we buy access to double check your words? Visible lights overhead. Live interviews with multiple victims and witnesses that saw helicopters overhead. Yes, there are helicopters all over the frickin' place. And most of the lights you're talking about were actually airplanes in the distance, which is confirmed by the radar site you're looking at that you're not actually interpreting correctly. And the place is filled with helicopters all the time. And it was a 15-minute time window. That's short enough time that they would have landed by the time it ended. No. Actually, if every helicopter was out of the airspace right before it happened, that would be more suspicious than seeing helicopters. And why must you have belt-fed machine gun helicopters like out of some movie that's playing, Flight of the Valkyries? I ate a bug. Next. Spent brass found all over the place across the road. Different calibers of rounds and brass all over the place that did not match weapons used. Counterpoint, you're probably talking about the next guy who's going to comment, because apparently the person I reviewed and critiqued commented under my channel, but he has a blank channel, so it could literally be anybody. In the hotel room, keep going on about the helio noises. Okay, let me repeat this. Someone who saw brass casings on the ground double the distance away from where people were getting hit mostly, who is willing to video record it, who is willing to claim that they're bullets, who is willing to claim that they could pick it up at any moment, didn't pick up any brass. Meanwhile, the most likely suspect are literally any other object, and other people went by there later and found blank casings that are used for driving nails and materials. They're used on construction sites all over the place. I don't know, and you don't either. And like I made a joke, it could be a crack pipe that someone saw and didn't see at a good angle. If you don't collect evidence, you don't care about it. I'm sorry, I understand everything's horrible, but you can just go back there when the shooting stopped for more than 10 minutes. So no, nobody gets a pass on this. But keep going on and on. And again, the video is about confirming, because you can listen to one and listen to the other, that a lot of the videos have that noise because they were freaking making the noise because it was internal to the freaking camera. You immediately wipe those off. There's a bunch of camera noises. There's a bunch of helicopter noises. You can listen to helicopter noises. They don't sound anything like it. You won't research something. Very sorry to hear about your upper respiratory issues. I will pray for you. Whenever anybody says that, do you ever really get the sinking suspicion that they're going to be mean to you? Call me anytime. I won't list your phone number in this video, and I'm going to delete your comment because you put it in there. As well, about your joke of a video, November 2018, where you accused me of lying about what I saw in Vegas. You were wrong. You're triggered. I don't give a shit. Litter brass-colored crack pipes? Bohaha. Tell you what, call me and talk. I'm not going to call you. You did not retrieve evidence. You have not shown proof. And there's a bunch of other videos in the same area that don't show what you talked about. I took a ton of pics from that night. Not while running for my life, though. I know that's the first thing the human body thinks during fight or flight, is to flip and take pics and videos. No, I've never made that assertion. You could go back after the shooting had stopped for more than a few minutes and confirm that you saw what you saw. Did you avoid this? I don't know if you're lying or not. But let's see if you sound like a liar. Can I ask you something? No. And then you put in WTFDYTYR. I'll look that up if I care to. I might even make that the video title if it's long enough. Let me see if I can get this straight. Some 90-year-old looking man in dark, showing only his face. Did you want to see something else special? I charge extra. At this point, I'm calling you a fucking liar and a poor judge of masculinity. Maybe I'm just a Gallagher impersonator. You're telling me I didn't see shell casings. No, I'm telling you and everybody else that you failed to do something to prove you saw them there. And they could have literally been anything. And if you had found them, it would be a dead bang, pun intended, proof. And all you had to do was wait till the shooting was absolutely over with. Nobody's going to be looking at the ground. People don't look up or down. And retrieve some shell casings. Properly. Don't do it like they do on TV. Take a plastic bag, I'm not kidding, a Ziploc bag. The interior of it has to be left completely perfectly clean. Push it inside out and use it as a glove to pick up the shell casings. With the dirt, it doesn't matter, because the dirt's going to contaminate it anyway. But get the shell casings up as you can using your hand, and then turn the bag the right side out again and Ziploc it. If anybody's curious, I've been involved as a volunteer to clean up a crime scene in the hometown I was in. You can field expedient all of this. You just have to make sure you put another bag with it, the next bag with it, stapled to it. Outside edge, not in the inside. So that they can compare the interior of a clean bag to what's in there, so that they can do a differential test for forensics. You're an hour off. I never said 11:30 or 11:40. I said I saw them about 10:20 to 10:25 that night. Okay. I was basing it on some other data source. I made a mistake. Cool, you got one here. Before you accuse someone of lying, I wasn't accusing you of lying. I was saying that you're probably wrong about stuff, or you were lying. Now I'm saying you're a liar because you're doing this shit. You're being a dick. Maybe I said you were a liar up front in the video. I just insulted the father of moon hoax theories by calling him a frivolous little liar today. But okay, now you're a liar. Is that it? Did you go back and pick up proof? No. We're supposed to just rely on your assertion out of, let's do a truther, thousands of people who didn't see shell casings. I'm sure somebody saw it. Who are they? When? Why is your YouTube channel blank? I'll note if it's brand new. Don't do that. Don't call me a liar. I'm calling you a liar now because you're doing this shit. I'll meet this joker and anyone else for that matter any time and describe to the face what and when I saw that night. But I'm a 90-year-old man and you're essentially insinuating that you're going to hurt me. Fuck you. I get assaulted on a regular basis because Portland's turned into a shithole where we don't bar people from drinking if they're problem drunks, and we don't tell people who are mentally ill, every time you pick a fight, we're just going to assume you're guilty and throw you in jail. Stop doing it. No matter how mentally ill a person is, they'll stop doing it because they don't want to spend the night in jail. They don't like jail. And alcoholics hate being in the dry tank. We don't do anything in this town to fix things because this place is being deliberately blighted to lower the prices so rich people can buy the land cheaper. It will be identical to what I've said all along. So you're not going to change your story, but you're also not going to actually give us the information we're asking for. I'm not going to change anything I've said. Then there's no point in talking to you. You've said nothing of any use in my opinion. 2 more people have come forward to share that they saw the same shell casing at the same time. After the fact, long after the information's gone, Me Too's? Okay, fine. Did they describe it beforehand? Or are they just saying, well, we know it's true, but we need some more people to prop up this story? Isn't that what you accuse mainstream media of? Let's see if you're like that. The same parking lot and same night. By the way, it's pronounced Nepoli. His name is Nepoli. No, I know what I saw because show casings, period. Okay. If you showed the casings in situ, that would be good. I couldn't find that. Maybe you did do that. But did you do the truther thing of not sharing your information? Oh, evidence should be hidden from anybody who's a non-believer. 2 other witnesses, well, this 90-year-old man in the video here is a joke. Respectfully, I don't respect anything you say on shell casing. Kiss my grits. Next. How am I a douchebag for being taken back by a guy who didn't... Okay, this is a completely different hater. This is the guy who's mad at me because I won't make it all about a single picture of Adam Lanza holding up a shotgun. He wants to go on and on about it because out of all the pictures, one of them disproved a meme, and he keeps bringing this up. He's bringing up something that has nothing to do with the assertion. Again, I'm going to repeat the assertion. The claim was there were several photos of Adam Lanza pointing a gun at his head. There's only 2, not 3. Or the original claim was 3. Next, only one of them is the gun that is in question, and the claim was that picture definitively proved he couldn't do this, but it shows him doing it. I'm going to repeat that every time you bring up the shotgun. So let's see what you got. How am I a douchebag? Because you ignored the subject matter of it and you went off on a tangent. Because you're trying to do the wrestler thing of hitting a spot that isn't wounded so you can create an injury and a weakness. I'm not touching you, I'm not flicking your ear. People like you never get anywhere in life with women. Next. I am under the impression that WAPTEC was someone familiar with the Sandy Hook case. I am. Someone who is familiar with the case surely would have recognized this, and then he names the name brand of the gun. What's the name brand of the pistol he was using? It was a very unmistakable firearm. Bullshit. People assumed it was a different kind of gun entirely. Excuse me for weighing in. No, you weren't weighing in, you were deflecting. Why? I never said the government killed those kids and adults in the school. You're a Sandy Hook truther. That's your entire basis of existence. Disproving the guilty party and being an asshole. Or you're just randomly trolling somebody by bringing up something that wasn't the subject matter. It will never be the gun that you want to talk about. It will be the gun that proves Sandy Hook truthers lied and were wrong. Both. But the public literally knows nothing of this guy or his motives. So before you go putting words in my mouth, I didn't. I read your words back to everybody and archived it, and you're pissed. Do a bit of research on my take on the Sandy Hook case. No, it's not no merit, and I don't give a shit what you have to say. You're wrong, and you're deflecting. Because clearly you do not have a clue what I'm about in all this. I know what you are.